Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mari and I create Puerto Rican cooking tutorials on Mari's Cooking. So today I actually have something very different, very out of my comfort zone. I remember when I started my channel about 3 years ago, I vowed to never show my face. I was like, I'm never gonna show my face. I only want the focus to be the cooking, which it still will be. Um, but yeah, I thought, you know what? I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I think this is a good opportunity for my subscribers to get to know me a little better, and just for us to build a stronger connection, which I think is really cool. So I had shared in my channel's community posts that I'll be doing a Q&A and for you guys to submit your questions to me. I got some really good questions, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And just an FYI, like I mentioned, this is very new to me, so if I'm a little awkward, I apologize in advance. All right. So my first question is from Edgar Torres, and they ask, what would be your go-to food to introduce someone to Puerto Rican cuisine? That's a good question. So I think my first or my go-to food to introduce someone to Puerto Rican food would have to be something like pollo guisado, which is stewed chicken and white rice. Um, Whenever someone who is non-Puerto Rican visits me and I cook for them, that's always my go-to meal. And I think it's because it's very simple, it's very hearty, it's filling, and it's delicious, and it's always a big hit. And they always ask how I make it, and it's really cool now because I can just forward them the recipe, the video recipe. Um, that would be my go-to, and I think something like empanadillas, uh, yeah, like stuff like that. Rice and beans, things that are simple. I wouldn't introduce them to something like pastele or mollejita y guineo en escabeche, which is like chicken gizzards and pickled green bananas. Like nothing like that. Nothing that's like too traditional and can scare them off. We'll start slow. And my next question is from Grim Beats, and they ask, what is your favorite dish you remember enjoying from childhood? So, my favorite dish as a kid, that's probably the most nostalgic for me, would have to be farina. I loved farina, and I think it's because my mom would make it really good for me, especially before going to work. She would leave all of the ingredients ready in a pot, and then all I had to do when I woke up was just turn the stove on and prepare it, because she'll usually leave work before I would wake up. So that's my most nostalgic and favorite Puerto Rican dish as a kid. And also empanadillas, cheese empanadillas. Yeah, those are my favorite. And next question is from Romans 8 underscore 28 underscore 7, aka Marisol. Marisol is actually one of my very first subscribers. So, hey girl. And she asks, will you be showing your face? Yes, here I am. Hi. And what motivated you to start a YouTube channel? So, um, I never had any intentions to start a YouTube channel. It was actually my husband that was like really pushing me to start one. He was like, I think this will be really good for you. I think you'll be amazing. Like he'll always, he always hypes me up, and he's my biggest supporter and stuff like that. So it was him. He was my biggest encourager, I guess you would say. And then my main motivation in creating my channel is to inspire Puerto Ricans that, weren't born or raised on the island, and, who kind of lost touch with their roots, with their Puerto Rican roots, with their culture. And I personally believe that the best way to get back in touch with your roots is through food, no matter what culture you are. And I've gotten a lot of comments like that said, I was never taught how to make this, like something basic like white rice. I was never taught. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for your videos, for your channels, which is also another reason why my videos are in English, because there's I think in any culture whose first language is not English, and then you're born and raised in the United States, it's very common to not know the native language. So I wanted to make videos that were understandable for everyone, and not just Puerto Ricans, because I actually have like a very large non-Puerto Rican, I don't want to say fan base, that sounds weird, but a lot of my subscribers are not Puerto Rican. So I just want to make sure that everyone can understand and can enjoy Puerto Rican food with me. So yeah. So my next question is from Sabelia Lath. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. And she asked, when will you be making Puerto Rican soup? So I actually have 2 videos on my channel. I have an asopao de pollo, which is a hearty Puerto Rican soup, and I have asopao de camarones, which is a hearty Puerto Rican shrimp soup. But when am I making it again? Like, I guess like for myself, not anytime soon, because currently it's summer and it's very hot, and I don't want my house, my kitchen to get hot. So I'm gonna wait until the fall and the winter, which actually reminds me, I have a lot of really cool ideas for the colder months, for the colder seasons, and I'm gonna be making like asopao de, or sopa de salchichon, and just like different things, and I'm really, really excited for those recipes. My next question is from Gianna, and she asks, I'm having trouble making my rice soft. Any tips? So this is a bit difficult to answer because since I'm not there, I can't assess what's going on. I suggest checking your pot. So whatever pot you're using to cook your rice, make sure that there are no gaps in between the lid and the pot. If there are any gaps, whether it's, big, small, that can be a problem, because what ends up happening is a lot of steam escapes from that gap and it causes the rice to cook unevenly. Even if you've been cooking it for like an hour on low, you're still gonna have pieces that are raw. That used to happen to me a lot. I had a caldero that the lid and the caldero was just like very wonky. It wouldn't seal all the way. So either try cooking your rice in a different pot, or at the very end of cooking your rice, like that, like those last 20 minutes when your heat's on low, you can also cover your pot with aluminum foil and then put your lid on top. That's in the case that you don't have another pot that you can cook rice in. That's a good solution. It'll help trap the steam up really nicely. All right, Stephanie asks, how do you find time to make these videos, and do you have help with the process? So that's actually a really good question. How I find time, I'm, a wife, a mom. I'm also a student. I'm currently enrolled in university, so I'm pretty busy. I also have a part-time job. The way I find time is, so my process is usually, I figure out what I'm making for dinner. And let's say, like, for example, like, I'm gonna make pollo guisado today, or rice and beans. And I'll think to myself, oh, do I have a video for that? Oh, I don't have a video for that. Let me record it. So it's kind of very casual whenever I film these videos, because it's just me cooking for my family. Like 9 out of 10 times, I'm just simply cooking for my family. And I kind of just, make a list of the ingredients that I need. And there's actually been many times where I've had to re-record stuff because, I forgot a certain ingredient, like a crucial ingredient, so that kind of sucks. But so after I record the video, I then do the voiceover, and that's honestly the most challenging part, is the voiceover, especially in the beginning when I first started my channel. It was so hard. Because it was so new. I wasn't used to it. And there's been times where I've literally had to re-record a portion of the voiceover 50 times. I'm not even exaggerating. That was the most challenging part. But thankfully, I've already been about 3 years or so. I've been doing this for about 3 years or so. And it does get easier over time. It has gotten easier over time. So after I do my voiceover, I upload the video files, the voiceover files onto Google Drive. My husband has access to that drive, and he's actually the one that puts my videos together, edits them, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my process. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. No, it's really that simple. I use my phone to record my videos. I have an iPhone. I currently have the 14 Pro Max. Like, the camera is like excellent. But I think when I first started, I had the iPhone 10. I think it was called the iPhone X. And yeah, I just use my phone. And then I have like a really simple adjustable tripod. I also have like a big arm. It's not a tripod. I don't know what it's called. But it's just kind of like this big thing. I hook my phone to it, and then I kind of secure it on my countertop. I don't use that too much because it's kind of a pain to set up. But yeah, I have no fancy equipment. Maybe in the future, as time goes on, I may invest in like a ring light, especially since we recently moved. The lighting in my kitchen is not the best unless the day is like today. It's like nice and sunny and very bright. There's a lot of natural light, but my kitchen doesn't get too much natural light, so I may invest in that. Okay, I'm sorry, I talk a lot. Okay. And then the last question is from Precept 2024, and they ask, I was wondering, where do you live? And I actually get that comment quite a lot, and I understand, people kind of, they want to see if you're from where they're from, and they want to see if there's like, relatability there. So I've actually gone back and forth on this question, whether or not I should answer it, because I am a naturally very reserved person. But all I'll say is I am from Ohio. So somewhere in Ohio. I was born and raised here. I love it here. We have all the seasons. So somewhere in the Midwest in Ohio. So yeah, that's where I'm from. All right, so those are all of the questions you guys had for me. This was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. And I plan to do this at least once a year. That way, anyone that hasn't gotten a chance to ask a question, they may do so. But this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this a lot. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I also want to give a special shout out to those handful of subscribers that are always commenting, leaving me such sweet feedback. Just know that I see you and I appreciate you more than you ever know. And just know that every time I get a comment from you, like, it just makes my day. I get so excited. So thank you so much. And not only to the regular commenters, the regular watchers, the people that give my videos thumbs up, that just support my channel overall. Thank you. This has been so much fun. And yeah, I'm just really thankful. So that is all for today's video. If you have not already, subscribe to my channel. Also give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.